Here they come, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Hey, good morning, Susan. How are you in studio today? You all right? All right, so we are here presently in 4th Street. I am in front of the town hall. It's a beautiful, hot, sunny day. And of course, throngs of people out here already as we celebrate the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. And the parade is passing through town right now as we speak. A lot of people already seated, the dignitaries are seated, and a lot of people are here as well outside catching this parade this early morning time. Got lots of little kids crossing in front of me now, like the Girl Scouts that are passing with Caymanian flags in hand. Just giving you what's going down right now as we speak. And of course, got Jay coming by in just a short while. Of course, he's the master of Radio Cayman ceremonies this morning time. He'll be here shortly. So we're looking out for that and more. And more of the parade is actually coming en route. And I just want to let you know as well, at the town hall here this morning time, there is a beautiful display of Caymanian traditions. Like, as a matter of fact, I've got the person who presented the display here at the town hall. Good morning. What's your name, miss?
Betty.
Betty, could you tell us about the display you have inside here at the town hall?
Yes.
We're live on Radio Cayman, by the way. I put you on the spot. Oh, she'll be talking in just a bit. All right. Tell us about this. Yeah. Tell us about the displays inside. Yeah. Oh, we're going to go inside because she can barely hear me with the noise in here. All right, so we're inside the town hall. It's an absolutely beautiful display. So tell us about this very,
we also
very briefly.
have representatives from every school on the island. Along with our uniform contingents, we also have representatives from every school on the island.
Beautiful display there this morning time. This is what I've got to leave you. I've got to head back down on the outside. But I will be back to talk to you more about that. So very briefly, that's what's going on here right now. The action has kicked off in Georgetown as the celebrations of the Queen Jubilee is going down. So hopefully Jay is going to be joining us with the next link in a short while. So back to you, Susan, in studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the parade is coming back this way, so please do not cross the street. Stay on one side. Photographers, please remember, keep your crossing to a minimum. Ladies and gentlemen, the parade is coming back this way, so please do not cross the street. Stay on one side. Photographers, please remember, keep your crossing to a minimum.
Hey, Susan, how you doing? Good morning. We're all just waiting. We got about 8 minutes, maybe 9 minutes before we really get started down here. Just FYI. We're here live. It's the Legislative
Again,
Assembly.
thank you so much for
And
joining us
that's Mel
here
Sims in the
today for
background.
the celebration of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee. Thank you so
Sure,
much
we're
for
picking
joining
that
us
up
here today.
100% in the
A
background
reminder,
for the video.
after the parade and ceremony, you can visit the Georgetown Library for a public display, also the Georgetown Town Hall, and in the Georgetown Library car park, we will have a celebration. Remember to stay and join us for that as well.
It's Protocol Office, Melody Sims, who's been pretty much organizing this whole event, along with the help of the Honorable Mayor
Arrival
Lawrence and some
of
other
the acting
wonderful volunteers,
commissioner
Zina
of
Baden as well. Doing a great job of making sure this is all 100% organized. Most of the Queen's celebrations, Queen's Jubilee celebrations, happened in the UK yesterday. Not sure if you caught those on TV or through the BBC or things like that, but some very interesting facts that came out about the Queen's Jubilee and about the Queen herself. And I hope you guys have been studying up on this as well, because it's very, very interesting things. The Queen is the first British monarch to celebrate the Diamond Wedding Anniversary as well. So there's a lot of things that she's celebrating for the first time, a lot of things that are going on. Let me tell you some interesting facts that I found out. Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip first met when they attended the wedding of Prince Philip's cousin, Princess Marina of Greece, to the Duke of Kent, who was the uncle of Princess Elizabeth back in 1934. The engagement between Princess Elizabeth and then Lieutenant Philip Mountbatten was announced on July 9th, 1947, so almost 13 years later. Prince Philip was born Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark. He joined the Royal Navy in 1939, and after the war, in February of 1947, became a naturalized British subject. Prince Philip was required to choose a surname in order to continue his career in the Royal Navy, and adopted Mountbatten, the name of his mother's British relatives. He was created Duke of Edinburgh by King George VI on the marriage. We have had the arrival of the Speaker of the House, the Honorable Mary Lawrence, already so far. We've also had the arrival of the Acting Police Commissioner. Next to arrive will be the Premier. He's due at any moment.
Parade! Parade! Shun!
Looks like we're going to have the arrival of the Premier, the Honorable Mickey Bush, at this moment in time. We have a motorcade pulling up now. This might be the Governor as well. I did not see the Premier arrive. But this is definitely the arrival of His Excellency the Governor. The Governor's wife are now getting out of the car. He will stand up to the dais and get the royal salute.
Excellency the Governor.
Parade! Royal salute! Present! Up!
inspection of the parade.
Your Excellency, the parade is formed up and ready for your inspection. Sir!
So His Excellency the Governor leaves the dais and will now head out into this main street here, right in front of 4th Street and Alton Street. He will head to my left, which I am facing the courthouse. So he's heading towards the Georgetown Town Hall and the library, heading that way. And he will start at that end of the parade contingent and work his way back towards Fort George building. Meanwhile, that's the Cayman Islands Marching Band in the background. Going back to a little bit of history about the wedding itself. Did you know, I did not know this, Prince Philip had 2 different stag parties the night before the wedding. The first was at the famed hotel, the Dorchester, to which the press were invited. Can you imagine having the press come to your stag party if you're that famous? I don't think it would ever happen in today's world. And then he had a second one afterwards with his closest friends, and that was at the Belfry Club. No power to him. I think he was a little more reserved at one. What do you think? And then, of course, the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh were married in Westminster Abbey on November 20th, 1947 at 11:30 in the morning with 2,000 invited guests. The Queen was the 10th member of the royal family to be married in Westminster Abbey. The first royal wedding to take place in the Abbey was when King Henry I married Princess Matilda of Scotland. It's full of these useful trivial bits of information today. That happened back in 1100, by the way. Then on April 26, 1923, the Queen's parents, King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, then the Duke and Duchess of York, were married. There were 8 bridesmaids for Her Royal Highness. There were 2 pages, the Prince William of Gloucester, who's age 5, and Michael of Kent, aged 5 as well. Guests attending the wedding included the King and Queen of Denmark, the King and Queen of Yugoslavia, the Kings of Norway, Romania, and the Shah of Iran. His Excellency the Governor is still along the front part of the parade contingent, checking it out. He's now in front of the Sea Scouts, working his way down to where Bacchus, the restaurant, used to be. Where the old Senior Frogs used to be, down that way, heading towards Fort George. The Queen's wedding dress for the ladies again was designed by Sir Norman Hartnell. Norman Hartnell submitted designs for the dress back in August of 1947. The fabric for the dress was woven at Winterthur Silks Limited. That's interesting. And the Queen's bridal veil was made of, was held by a tiara of diamonds. The tiara, which can be worn as a necklace, was made for Queen Mary in 1919. It was made from reused diamonds taken from a necklace and tiara purchased by Queen Victoria from Collingwood and Company, and a wedding present from Queen Mary in 1893. In August of 36, Queen gave the tiara to Queen Elizabeth, for whom it was borrowed by Princess Elizabeth for her wedding in 1947. After the wedding, the dress was exhibited at St. James's Palace and was then shown in the capital towns of the British Isles in Glasgow, Liverpool, Bristol, Preston, Leicester, Nottingham, Manchester, Bradford, Leeds, and Huddersfield. His Excellency the Governor is now at the very, very far end of the police contingent, which goes to pretty much at the very beginning of 4th Street, almost to where, way past where Senior Frogs used to be. The new duty-free watch area by the Highland Company's building, I bet, is where they were. It ends that far down. That's how big this particular parade is this year. Normally for the Queen's birthday, there's 8 or 10 different contingents, but it just seems like everybody wanted to be part of this year, and they're all here today. Seated in the gallery today, we have various dignitaries, various members of the Legislative Assembly, Chief Secretary, the Chief Justice, Education Minister, so on and so on and so on. Of course, all the normal dignitaries. And of course, this is a great time for all the ladies to wear their lovely hats as part of the Queen's celebration. Did you know the bridesmaids wore wreaths in their hair of miniature white sheaves, lilies, and London Pride, modeled in white satin and silver lane? They were made by Jack Limited of London. The pages wore Royal Stuart tartan kilts. Amazing. Little things that you learn when the Queen's Jubilee comes up. First monarch to have a diamond jubilee like this. I think it'll be the only one in our lifetime as well. I'm sure our lifetimes, but it's going to be a very long time, I think, before you'll see the reign of a monarch go 60 years. Pretty amazing thing to occur. I mean, I think that her husband is 92, something like that. Pretty amazing. So His Excellency the Governor now is pretty much right in front of the Legislative Assembly on the second row of the inspection. He's heading back towards the Georgetown Town Hall and the Georgetown Library. As you heard Melanie Sims start off this whole broadcast, make sure you come down here later today because there's going to be some fantastic food. The celebration continues way after the parade ends, which should be about 11. Lots of things to be taking up. Did you know that not all the people could sign the register could fit into St. Edward's Chapel, so only the bride and groom, the King and Queen, and Queen Mary and Princess Andrew of Greece, the groom's mother, the Archbishop and Dean of Westminster signed it at this point. The rest of the signatures, over 2 pages, were added later at Buckingham Palace. They included the likes of Princess Margaret, Prince George of Greece, who's the groom's uncle, Henry, Duke of Gloucester, the Alice, Duchess of Gloucester, Princess Marina, Lady Patricia Ramsay, so and so and so on. The position of the BBC microphone had to be carefully checked, as at 1934 royal wedding, the Abbey cross had hit the microphone suspended above the altar steps. Radio commentators shared the organ loft with the choir. So now I think we'll have the march past as His Excellency the Governor is back on the dais again.
Parade! By the left! Quick! March!
So now the whole contingent is walking towards the Georgetown Town Library. We'll do a big loop and then come right back around.
Please note that the parade will be back, just forming up for the march past.
They're going to have to take a little bit of time doing this one, actually, because there are so many people here in the parade. So the parade will actually have to go quite far down to do the turnaround so that everybody can be included into the whole contingent there.
What?
Please applaud the parade. Feel free. Don't they look wonderful?
For the Queen's wedding, way back in the day, thousands of people lined the processional route and were able to file through the Abbey after the service. Millions listened live to the radio broadcast. Not sure millions are listening today, but probably kind of a few thousand.
Keep those applause.
The film of the wedding was watched by many of thousands at cinemas across the country. Around 10,000 telegrams of congratulation were received at Buckingham Palace. The royal couple received over 2,500 wedding presents from well-wishers around the world. Most were put on display for a few days. That was at a charity exhibit at St. James Palace. From India, there was a piece of crocheted cotton lace made from yarn personally spun by Mahatma Gandhi. The central motif reads, "Victory for India." We have a lot more people out here today for this special occasion, I believe. It is a special occasion. Like I said, you only see this kind of a mark of monarch once in several hundred years. I mean, 60 years of reign is amazing. You got everybody getting into the band and enjoying the sounds of the music.
Because it's such a large parade, they have to take a long walk down on the street, and we'll be right back.
As you heard Melody Sim say, it's going to take a while for them to go all the way down and enjoy the turnaround so that we can have the actual march past. Meanwhile, His Excellency the Governor is still attention on the Diaz, with the Acting Police Commissioner at his side as well. I've had the chance to enjoy the Cayman Islands Marching Band on several occasions, but this is different. Normally we just have the Queen's, the police band, so it's kind of nice to hear the marching band here today. A few more instruments playing, a few more people involved, just added a nice little final touch. I think that's still the marching band. Yes, Susan. The premiere's off Island in London. Yes. Yes. Yes, of course, because that's all going on simultaneously now as that is taking place here, which I was going to get to as well, but the sister islands are also enjoying the festivities as we speak as well. Unfortunately, Radio Cayman couldn't be at two places at once. We'd love to have been providing commentary from the Kimberbrack parade as well, but obviously with Grand Cayman taking on the same time, and we're being located in Grand Cayman, just seemed the logical choice. Next time, we'll definitely go to the rack and do it again. We enjoy going over there and providing things like the Pirates Week Parade and things like that, so always a lot of fun. And I know that's always near and dear to your heart, Susan. So, of course, and you don't want to miss out the rest of the festivities here today with the food festivity going on afterwards. It should be a lot of fun. So even if you're not here now and you're just listening on the radio, make sure you come down this afternoon. There's going to be some great local food, lots of entertainment going on. Should be a very, very good day. So now here comes the march past. They're just rounding around the corner in front of the clock tower and working their way. People are clapping as the police marching band goes by. Now comes the police contingent shortly behind them. Now these guys are probably going to have to go out onto like almost to the dock to turn around and come back again. This is a very, very long parade today. The crowd applaud as the police come by, followed by the fire brigade and the rest as they work their way. Going back to some history about the Queen's wedding. Did you know the wedding breakfast, which was actually lunch, was held after the marriage ceremony at Westminster Abbey as well, in the ball supper room at Buckingham Palace. The menu was filet of sole montebon, perdon casserole, and Bombe Glacée Princess Elizabeth. There you go. Sounds delicious. Prison contingent going by. Here comes the Sea Scouts. I believe this is a first. I don't think I recall ever seeing the people applaud as they parade by before. It's a nice touch. Cub Scouts going by now. all heading towards Fort George, working their way from left to right in front of the Legislative Assembly building. Cadet Corps. It is a beautiful sunny day here today in Georgetown. As you can imagine, after all the rain and wind and stuff we've had for the last couple of weeks, it's very nice to see a beautiful sunny hot day. Unless you're wearing a suit in the middle of downtown Georgetown, I guess. Or participating in a parade. The Veteran Society, the Lions Club. Girls Brigade going by now. So now the parade, once we get to closer to the end, we've still got a few to go, not too much longer. And then we're going to have them do the turnaround and come back and get in position again. So that's going to take about another 5 to 10 minutes or so. So the last of the parade has made its way in front of His Excellency the Governor, who's standing still at attention on the DS. And it's going to take a while for them to do the turnaround and get back into position. I believe some of the items that they did have set up for surprises may not have occurred. I mentioned some horses at the beginning of the whole celebrations here. I don't think that's going to take place. That was kind of an iffy thing. It was included on the parade initial send out of information, but I'm not sure that's taking place as of now. Heading back to the original marriage of Queen Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh, the couple departed Waterloo Station with the Prince's corgi, Susan, for their honeymoon. The newlyweds spent their wedding night at Broadlands in Hampshire, home of Prince Philip's uncle, the Earl Mountbatten. The second part of the honeymoon was spent at Burke Hall on the Balmoral estate. Early in 1948, the couple leased their first matrimonial home in Winsleham Moor in Surrey, near Windsor Castle, where they stayed until they moved to Clarence House on July 4th, 1949. After marrying Prince Elizabeth, the Duke of Edinburgh continued his naval career, reaching the rank of lieutenant commander in command of the frigate, the HMS Magpie. Then, although he was the Queen's husband, the Duke of Edinburgh was not crowned or anointed at the coronation ceremony in 1953. He was the first subject to pay homage to Her Majesty and kissed the newly crowned Queen by stating, "I, Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, do become your liege man and of life and limb, and of earthly worship and faith and truth. I will bear unto you to live and die against all manner of folks, so help me God." Talk about a wedding pledge. Prince Philip is accompanied by the Queen on all her Commonwealth tours and states visit. The public engagements in all parts of the UK. The first of these was the coronation tour of the Commonwealth from November of 53 to May of 54, when the couple visited Bermuda, Jamaica, Panama, Fiji, Tonga, New Zealand, Australia, the Cocos Islands, Ceylon, Aden, Uganda, Libya, Malta, Gibraltar, traveling some 43,618 miles. They didn't have air miles back then, you know. But they could have done with some back then. Okay, so we've got the marching band coming back. And they'll take up position. They're working their way back across towards the Georgetown Town Hall from Fort George. The Duke of Edinburgh is the only one of a few consorts to reigning female queens in British history. William III was co-sovereign with Mary II, although she, as daughter of James II, was nearer the throne than him. The husband of Queen Anne was not given the title of king, but remained Prince George of Denmark. Prince Albert was created Prince Consort by Queen Victoria in 1857. So we have the main police contingent getting in front here. They're getting to the point where they will be stopping, about facing towards His Excellency the Governor. And we were forming up in two lines. We have the fire brigade moving past the police, getting in position to their left, heading towards the Georgetown Town Hall. The prison contingent is stopped to the police's right in front of Cafe del Sol. The rest of them are getting ready, and as we come into the second row, looks like the Cadet Corps will start out on the far back line. So we're getting into place here for the rest of the Queen's birthday celebrations. The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh celebrated their 6th wedding anniversary in the year of the coronation with a dance at Clarence House given by Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. They left on their Commonwealth tour 3 days later. The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh has sat together for 5 painted portraits during their marriage, in 49, in 56, in 62, in 66, and in 97. A service of Thanksgiving was held in Westminster Abbey for both the silver and golden wedding anniversaries. Of course, you know the Queen has been to Cayman twice. Maybe we'll hopefully get another visit by her soon. We can only hope. We've had several royal visits since then. Andrew and Edward. Andrew's been here at least once. Edward has been here twice. I'm sure most of the people in the crowd and most of the people listening would love to have either Harry or one of the other sons come visit. That would be lovely. So we're still getting some of the parade in place. The second tier is still getting together. We have a much-loved cloud coming over the sun right now, cooling things off a few degrees. Actually, as part of the Queen's Jubilee celebrations, Harry is going to Jamaica, but he's not coming to Cayman this year.
Please stand and remain standing for the symbolic arrival of the sovereign.
Parade! Shoulder! Arms!
So His Excellency the Governor has gone out into the street.
Parade! Royal salute! Present! Arms!
And he's facing back towards the Legislative Assembly.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to
Bernie Miles singing God Save the Queen as the flags were risen above the Legislative Assembly. Don't be alarmed, we're about to have the 21-gun salute.
Shoulder and order and the parade will remove headdress. Remove headdress.
The removal of the headdress is in preparation of the prayer. Yes, Susan. Sorry. It was Rudy Miles. You're absolutely correct. Thank you so much.
The parade will replace headdress. Replace headdress. Parade, show.
Do remain standing for the symbolic departure of the sovereign.
Parade, shoulder, arms. Royal salute. Present, arms.
Of course, we're getting ready for the prayer by Bishop Nicholas Sykes. At this point, they're also lowering the flags.
Parade, shoulder, arms. Order, arms. Standard, ease.
I now invite Bishop Nicholas Sykes to offer a prayer for Her Majesty the Queen. Please remain standing.
Let us pray. God of time and eternity, whose Son, reigning as servant, is high and lifted up, who providest for thy people by thy power and rulest over them in love. So bless thy servant Elizabeth our Queen, that under her these Cayman Islands may be wisely governed, and thy church may serve thee in all godly quietness. We give thee thanks and praise that thou hast blessed this realm and further realms with our beloved and glorious Queen. In this year of Jubilee, grant her thy gifts of love and joy and peace, as she continues in faithful obedience to thee, her Lord and God, and in devoted service to the lands and peoples throughout her realms, now and all the days of her life, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Parade, parade, show.
Please stand at attention for the singing of our national song, Beloved Al Cayman.
O land of soft, fresh breezes, of verdant trees so fair, with thy Creator's glory reflected everywhere. O sea of palest emerald, merging to darkest blue, whene'er my thoughts fly Godward, I always think of you. Dear verdant island set in blue Caribbean sea, I'm coming, coming very soon, oh beauteous isle, to thee. Although I've wandered far, my heart enshrines thee yet. Homeland fair Cayman Isle, I cannot thee forget.
Rudy doing a
Thank you,
fantastic
Mr. Rudy
job there.
Miles. You may now be seated. The Honorable Mike Adam will deliver remarks on behalf of the Honorable Premier, but first, I invite His Excellency the Governor to deliver his remarks.
Parade! Stand at ease! Stand easy!
Morning, everybody. I will read the Queen's Diamond Jubilee message in just a second, but before doing so, I just wanted to congratulate all who've turned out for the parade this morning. I think it's a really fabulous turnout. I know that all of you were up very early on Saturday morning for a full rehearsal, and it certainly paid off. It's a beautiful sight, very heartwarming. So I invite everybody here to give a big round of applause for all who've turned out in the parade.
Here, here.
A lovely way to celebrate a fabulous and historic occasion, the 60th year of Her Majesty as our Queen. I'm now just going to read out the message which Her Majesty issued at the time when she reached her 60th anniversary in February of this year, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee message. Today, as I mark 60 years as your Queen, I'm writing to thank you for the wonderful support and encouragement that you've given to me and Prince Philip over these years, and to tell you how deeply moved we have been to receive so many kind messages about the Diamond Jubilee. In this special year, as I dedicate myself anew to your service, I hope we will all be reminded of the power of togetherness and the convening strength of family, friendship, and good neighborliness, examples of which I have been fortunate to see throughout my reign, and which my family and I look forward to seeing in many forms as we travel throughout the United Kingdom and the wider Commonwealth. I hope also that this Jubilee year will be a time to give thanks for the great advances that have been made since 1952, and to look forward to the future with clear head and warm heart as we join together in our celebrations. I send my sincere good wishes to you all. Elizabeth R. Thank you.
His Excellency Governor reading a nice message by Her Majesty the Queen. Mr. Mike Adam is now approaching the podium and will speak on behalf of the government.
Your Excellency, the Governor, Duncan Taylor, and Mrs. Taylor, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, Good morning. It is my distinct privilege and an honor to bring a message on behalf of the Premier, the Honorable McKeever Bush. It has been a real pleasure to see how warmly individuals, businesses, and organizations across the Cayman Islands have embraced these celebrations in honor of the 60th anniversary of the coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Popular wisdom has it that Caymanian culture more closely resembles the American rather than the British model. Yet the response to the Jubilee festivities over the past few weeks suggests that there remains a strong connection to the most widely known and respected symbol of the society and culture of the United Kingdom. While the British portion of our heritage may have become less visible, it seems it has never been superseded. It remains embedded in our culture, our history, our politics, our government, and our blood, as is the case for most, if not all, of the 54 member states of the Commonwealth. The loyalty that we, as British and Commonwealth subjects, owe the Queen is a metaphysical expression of this bond. Over the years, it has been reflected in a shared evolution. Since the coronation, the Commonwealth has witnessed unprecedented developments in areas from science and technology to social policy, public administration, and mass migration. In response, the Queen's style of governance matured and broadened to encompass the metamorphosis undergone by her people. Here in the Cayman Islands, we have been far more immune to these developments. Social, political, cultural, and economic change has swept through our tiny country. It has raised the standards of living of what is now an extremely cosmopolitan society and improved its infrastructure. Throughout this period, the Queen has taken great care to foster and maintain ties with all regions of the Commonwealth, where she serves as a reassuring symbol of continuity and stability. It is only appropriate, then, that Commonwealth citizens should come together in turn to celebrate her remarkable contribution. It certainly gives me a tremendous hope for the future of our own local society to see how people from so many different backgrounds have united to pay homage to this great lady. 6 decades ago, she had a burden of care thrust on her that has overwhelmed many of more advanced years. Yet, even before her coronation, the young Princess Elizabeth was conscious of her duty and faced it with an unflinching endurance that would befit many politicians. On her 21st birthday, she publicly committed herself to her future role. And I quote, "I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the great imperial family to which we all belong." For 60 years, she has fulfilled this promise in a manner that has always been more about her subjects than herself. Such self-effacement for so long in the face of such tremendous public attention can only have come at the cost of great personal sacrifice. Accordingly, on behalf of the government and people of the Cayman Islands, I would like to express our gratitude and respect to Her Majesty, who over the second longest reign in British history has shown such principled dedication. God bless the Queen.
Honorable Mike Adam making comments on behalf of the Premier, the Honorable McKeever Bush.
The end of our ceremony. Thank you so much for joining us. Please stand for the departure of His Excellency the Governor.
Parade! Parade! Shot!
There's a woman in the crowd that's got a lovely fake tiara on with 2 Union Jack flags on either side stuck in her hair.
Parade!
I could paint a picture, that would be one I would see in the compass tomorrow or the next day. Of course, we're going to be out here again just a couple of Mondays from now, where we have the Queen's birthday celebrations, another holiday here in Cayman. And we'll be broadcasting live as well from that. But that, I think, will honestly have also have the awards of celebrations and the handing out awards, I should say. Yes, ma'am. Yes, there's tons of entertainments and things going on here this afternoon, and part of the food festivities that are going on behind the Georgetown Public Library. There are literally hundreds of things taking place and going on. It is the place to be today on this holiday that we have here in Cayman. Everything starts about 11 o'clock in the morning as the vehicle for His Excellency the Governor comes in to pick him up and take him away. It's called the International Celebration of Food and Music. It's going on in Heroes Park in Georgetown. All of the food is basically lined up behind the Georgetown Library. And of course, yes, you're right, Swanky is here. I see them in the crowd enjoying the festivities today. There's going to be more music, more entertainment, lots of fun here. So if you did not come down for the parade, please come down for the fantastic music and food that's going to be right here in Hero Square. Should be a wonderful afternoon. Mm-hmm. Yes. As you said, the second longest reigning monarch in UK in the British history, Queen Elizabeth. Now, His Excellency the Governor's family is getting in the second car and driving away. Then I believe we'll have the procession of leaving from the acting Commissioner of Police, and then the parade will march off. So another exciting morning here, and as I said, we're doing it all again in just a couple of Mondays, Susan. We'll be out here for the Queen's birthday celebrations and enjoying another beautiful, warm, sunny June weather on a holiday Monday. It won't be as much entertainment afterwards, but there's always a good time. And we do have the arrival of, well, I thought it was coming down the road. But lots of great things to, as again, I do not have a list of events or who is actually performing here this afternoon, but it should be just a lot of fun. And of course, we're going to have great music at Radio Cayman. Of course. What do you got lined up for us after this? Yeah, what's the first one? What are you going to be playing for us? Give us a hint. Oh, good. As you should. Yes, exactly.
The Honorable Speaker of the House now departs.
Yes, exactly. In front of the Georgetown Town Library, there is a little booth set up with lots of great souvenirs and things going on that are being sold. Some of the Queen's commemorative coins, things like that. Fantastic flags, things along those natures are all right there. I am trying to get a list of events that are going to be taking place immediately following here, so let me see if I can get that real quick.
Please remain in place as the parade prepares to leave for departure. Remember, the parade will also be accompanied by 3 horsemen bearing 3 flags: the Cayman flag, the UK flag, the Cayman flag, and the Commonwealth flag.
Parade! Standard ease!
I was wondering, I didn't see the horsemen. They were supposed to be part of the beginning of the ceremonies, but they didn't quite make that, so making my way in front of the Georgetown Town Hall, and inside the Georgetown Town Hall, which is open, there are many things on display. Lovely hats that we have out here today. You can come out here and see Pat. You've got the 60 Glorious Years book that's on sale of our Queen Elizabeth II. It's a lovely picture book that's going on sale. You can see the accession to the throne. You can see pictures of the Queen early with the Duke. You can see a lot of different things. You also have a commemorative plate that looks like it. It's the commemorative Jubilee plate, Her Majesty the Queen's Diamond Jubilee rounded dish with a paint portrait of the Queen and a commemorative thing. You've got the Royal Scott crystal shot glass, which everyone needs to have one or two of in their house. And of course, the Jubilee music on sale. It's a celebration of music for the Queen. You've got the Pomp and Circumstance, Coronation March, Imperial March, things like that. So, Rule Britannia, some other great music going on there as well. So all of that's for sale here downtown, right in front of the Georgetown Town Hall. And of course, the Town Hall is open in itself. As we walk in there, we'll see that there is a lovely... It's similar to what they normally set up in Bodentown, I believe, is when they have some of the old-time stuff that's going on around here. Okay, they're told to stay to your left. As you walk around, you can see all the amazing things that are here. Just a basic display of antique items from old-time Cayman. So that's what's going on in the Georgetown Town Hall as I walk in there. And now as I walk outside the Georgetown Town Hall, and the parade is on its way, about ready to leave, we can listen to them march off, and that will be our cue to say goodbye, and thanks so much for listening right here on Radio Cayman.
On parade today, we had the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, the Cayman Islands Fire Service, Her Majesty Prison Service, the Scouts Association, the Cayman Islands Cadet Corps, the Girls Brigade, the Girl Guides, the Seventh-day Pathfinders, the Veterans Association, Watertown Primary, Cayman International School, Cayman Prep and High School, East End Primary, First Baptist Christian School, Georgetown Primary School, Northside Primary School, Prospect Primary School, Red Bay Primary School, Savannah Primary, Sir John A. Humber Primary, Triple C High School, and the Truth for Youth School. Bands today included the Royal Cayman Islands Police Band, the Cadet Corps Band for the first time on parade, the Cayman Marching Band, and the Pathfinders Band. I forgot to mention that we also have a contingent from the Lions Club. Reminder as well, right after the ceremony, displays for your enjoyment are taking place in the Georgetown Library, the old library that is, the Town Hall, and also in the library car park. Thank you all so much for joining us today.